Hey, what is going on YouTube? Thanks for joining me again for another video. Today I was thinking about a topic and I want to talk about Poshmark today instead of eBay like I normally do. And today's topic, I want to talk about what you do when you have slow or no sales, or if you have been on vacation or have not been using the platform for a while. What can you do to generate traffic and to kind of bring that store back to life, bring your closet back to life? So I've got some notes here. I've got about 5 things that I want to go over today that I use personally to increase sales. So Poshmark has been really good. I don't talk about it a whole lot, but we've got over, at the time of this video, about 108,000 followers on Poshmark. So we've got a fairly big closet. We've been using it for about 1.5 years or so now. So with the social media part of it, there's a lot of sharing and things like that. So I put a lot of work into it, and it does okay for us. It's not the best. We still do better with eBay most of the time, but it's still a great place if you do clothing, shoes, and now they've expanded to home. So you're kind of limited on what you can do there, but it is a good platform. So you don't put time into it, or you've been on vacation or something like that, you need to bring your closet back to life. So what are the things you can do? Now, the process I go through, very first thing is you need to share your entire closet. Share it to your followers. And when you come back to do this, there's several ways you can share it. You can just start at the top, share everything. You can do it by category, share all your men's, your women's, your kids, however you want to break that up. But I suggest sharing it at least twice a day. I like to share in the morning, sometime early morning, mid-morning, and then if you can, you need to share again in the evening. Especially if that's the only time you can do it, then you want to hit that evening party, which is 9 o'clock Central Time where I'm at. So when you share it that way, you get it out to the party where you know there's active buyers, but you also get it out to all your followers as well. So if your closet is really stale or you have not had any sales, I would really shoot for 3 times a day, kind of do like, breakfast, lunch, dinner kind of thing, if you think of it like that. So do it in the morning, share kind of that midday, and there's also that 2 o'clock party, 2 o'clock Central Time party that you can share to if your items are appropriate for that. And then of course in the evening, anything you have in your closet can be shared to that party. So that's my number 1 tip, is you've got to share your items, kind of get it back up in the search listing, kind of get it back up into ranking. Now the other thing, which we've all heard this before, is you have to list. So you've got to get new items into your closet, get that activity going again. So the thing I like to do is, like when you're starting like this, I'd say 10 items is something you need to shoot for. 10 items a day for like at least a solid week. And the way, instead of just dumping 10 at one time, the way I like to do it is spread it out like once every hour. And it doesn't have to be on the hour, the top of the hour, anything like that. But like say I start at 7 o'clock. So sometime in the 7 o'clock hour, you post a new item. The 8 o'clock hour, so between 8 and 9, you post another item. And you do this for 10 items in a day. If you can do this, not everyone can do this. Kind of spread it up however you can, but to me, this is something I found that works really well, is you spread it up and you get the activity throughout the closet, throughout the day. So that's basically 10 hours a day, 1 item every hour. More if you can is always great, but at least 10 items a day, and you spread it out. Now, that's number 2. The third thing I do is you go to the news function or the news tab and see who has shared stuff in your closet. So now, if somebody has shared my stuff, I will go to their closet and share some of their items. And, we can talk about this later. There's different ways you can go about it. So if they've shared one thing, I always go, and my minimum is 3 things. So we've got a fairly large closet, and we have a lot of people, over 100,000 people that we share to. Now, if you come and share our stuff and you've got like 1,000 people, well, I appreciate all the shares we get, and sometimes we get so many I can't share, 100 things from everyone. So my minimum is 3 things. So no matter what you share, even if it's just one of our items, I'll go in and share 3 of your items. That's kind of the rule I've set for myself. Now you can also go in, and if somebody has shared a lot of things, like somebody came in and shared 10, 15, 20 of your things, you can go back and share that number of items if they've got that many in their closet. So I kind of do both. It just kind of depends. If it's a bigger closet or a closet that looks active, like they do something, I'll go ahead and share, those 10 items, 15, whatever it might be. But if it's a very small closet, they've got 2 things in there, obviously I'm not going to keep sharing those things. So I'll just do my couple shares and move on. So that's my number 3 tip. Now, number 4 is the offers to likers. So on Poshmark, if somebody likes an item, they will give it the little heart, and that'll show up in your newsfeed. So I will go back through and look at all the likes that we've gotten, and then you can decide if you want to send an offer to them. Now, if your closet has been dormant for a while, you've not made any sales, I think this is a good opportunity to kind of spark people's interest and get things moving again. So I would go through every like that you have for that time period, whether you've been a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it is. Go through that whole time period, find all the likes, look at the item, evaluate how much you can do. Because when you do an offer to likers, you have to lower the price at least by 10%, and you have to give that shipping discount, which is $2.12 as of this recording, since they've just raised prices again on shipping. So anyway, so that's my number 4 tip, is you want to go through and excuse me, go through and send offers to likers to all the people who've liked your items. Now, the number 5 tip that I have is, so there are 4 parties a day, so you need to share your items to all the parties. Not everything that I have is appropriate for every party they have, because the first one is by brand. So if I have something that fits that brand, I will go ahead and share to that party. The next party they have is what is the next one? Usually like an item, right? Like there'll be jewelry and accessories, or it might be jeans or shoes or whatever it is. So if you have any of that specific thing, you need to share it to that party. And same thing, 6 o'clock party is usually all kids, all men's, whatever. And then the last party of the day is you can share everything. It's kind of a free-for-all. So I think it's very important to share to the parties, your items share to the parties, and then I will also go in to the party itself, and I like to share from the party to the party. So you pick a number you want to do, whether you want to do 20, 25, 50, whatever it is. So find items in the party, share to the party for that number, that set number that you've done. And then I will also go and pick another set of items in the party and share from the party to your followers. So it just kind of mixes things up a little bit. You kind of keep traffic in the party, and you kind of keep traffic from the party to your closet itself and to your followers. So those are kind of the main 5 things I think you need to do to revamp your closet, kind of get things going again. If you do this for like a solid week straight, definitely going to help. So recently, just to show you how this does work, I have been focused mainly on Amazon and then eBay. So I've kind of let our Poshmark closet slide. I've done some sharing, offers to likers, that sort of thing, but I've not been really posting anything. Monday of this week, I decided, okay, I've got X number of items. I'm going to start doing this every day, get back to it. I posted 5 items. I didn't do the 10. I only did 5 items, spread it out throughout the day. Sold 3 items that same day. Now, I didn't sell the 3 of the 5 items I just posted, but it stirred enough traffic and brought people to my closet. I sold 3 other items that I had in the closet. So that's just goes to show you, the more activity you do, the more lively your closet's going to be, and you will make sales. So posted more, I shared more. That same day I started doing that, I had 3 sales. That was just one day. Yesterday was Tuesday. I think I had 2 sales, maybe 3. I'd have to go back and look. So it's not crazy, but that activity is going, and I'm starting to pick up a little bit. So it's kind of hard when you spread your focus out over multiple platforms. But if you need to come back to it, these 5 things are definitely something you can do to get your closet ramped up again. So the last thing I want to talk about is your Posh Stats. So if you go on the app and you go to My Posh Stats, there's a place for self-shares. and it will tell you how many times you have shared your items within the last 30 days. So my kind of rule of thumb, it depends on how many items you have in your closet. So for instance, if you have 500 items for 30 days, you should be at about 15,000 self-shares. That will give you an idea if you're sharing your items enough. And 500 items for 30 days at 15,000 shares, that's only once a day, I believe. So if you have more items than that, if you can share more, that's great. You know, get that number closer to 30,000, or you share more than, if you have 500 items, share more than once, 30, 45,000, whatever it might be. A lot of times that's hard for me to get up to that high. We usually stay in like the 15 to 18,000 range as far as the number of shares. So that's just another way you can look at the analytics and kind of gauge where you're at as far as sharing goes. Anyway, those are my 5 tips for bringing a Poshmark closet back to life, getting those sales going again if you've kind of let it slide or let things go dormant. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more like this. I'm hoping we will get more stuff out here for you guys, and let me know in the comments if there's anything specific you guys like to see or anything that you want to bring up. I am happy to discuss it with you. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.